Hey y'all, it's Regi and happy Tuesday. Today I'm sharing with you a snippet of my mental health journey called the Zoloft Chronicles. For quick context, I started an antidepressant. It's an SSRI called Zoloft sometime in October of last year. And since being on Zoloft, I've noticed some changes. I've noticed some changes. The changes have been mainly that I've noticed are behavioral and cognitive changes that have been so bewildering or new or noticeable that I've written them down. So these are 5 stories, anecdotes, thoughts that I've noticed since being on Zoloft. Number 1, twice this year I've eaten so enthusiastically that I've bitten my lip so hard that it got swollen. I told a friend my lip was cosplaying as Clifford the Big Red Dog. Didn't even need Emily Elizabeth. The first time it happened, it was right before I was about to get coffee with someone that I was talking to, and so I wrote, "My lip got swollen before a sort of maybe date, and I didn't think they'd be disgusted in me. I reasoned through the worst. We wouldn't talk anymore, and I'd maybe have to see a doctor." This was really a really big shift in my thought patterns for me because I normally cope with very intense, intrusive thoughts in this kind of situation where I fall back to some of my generalizations that I say to myself, like, you're like disgusting, I won't say anymore so I don't prompt those same sort of feelings in you. But for the first time I was able to qualify those thoughts and actually reason, maybe I won't talk to this person anymore and maybe I'll just see a doctor. Number 2, I noticed a nest of birds. I was walking, I looked up and saw a nest of birds on an advertisement. And I remember being like, do birds. And it was incredible. Number 3, I caught a nihilist joke in Gilmore Girls. Number 4, I didn't feel bad for saying goodbye on phone calls. I used to feel a wave of anxiety when hanging up on people. It was very symbolic to me. I think it was a sign of abandonment and betrayal, which are feelings that I cope with my trauma, and so it definitely prompted a lot of those similar feelings. But it was for every phone call that I made, I would be like, bye, okay, bye. But now I have no problem hanging up on people. I am just like, bye. It's great. And number 5, I tasted oatmeal with almond milk and realized it was sweet enough. I didn't need to compulsively pour a ton of brown sugar in the oatmeal, and I really enjoyed the oatmeal. I used to use sugar and still am coping with using sugar as a way to cope with my reality. I think I told someone recently, texted someone, sugar is my surrogate for love, intimacy, and trust. But I am lately, I've been practicing self-discipline, and I have the energy and functionality to practice self-discipline and not use sugar so often to cope with my reality. And so those are some of my Zoloft Chronicles. In a HuffPost article discussing what it means to be non-binary and coping with depression, writer Joshua Ferguson stated the following: "To be clear, my trans identity is not a part of my mental illness, but it complicates it. In a parallel way, the societal impact of what it means to be genderqueer at this point in time definitely impacts my sense of belongingness and my suicidality. Still, I've shared my Zoloft Chronicles to emphasize that my increased functioning not only allows me to see birds or see nihilist jokes in shows, it allows me to use and practice self-awareness of my gender identity and mental health with compassion And so I say all of that, I share these really cheesy behavioral changes, to emphasize how much my functionality and my mental illness intersects with my gender identity. And as I get better, I'm so excited to explore it and delve into it with compassion. That's it for today. Please feel free to comment down below. I'd love to know what you use to engage in self-care and what you hope to do to engage in self-care. Also, how you'd like to use your recovery to explore your identity with compassion. Until next time, bye.